Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. Today is May 18th, 2020. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Just to remind you of the class expectations, make sure you're proactive and you're watching the video carefully before you move on to the practice. And make sure you complete all assignments. Check any additional resources that I posted and make sure to look at the feedback once you receive your score. If you're scoring less than 65%, it is also a smart thing for you to reattempt the assignments again. For the warm-up, you are finding the mean of these 6 chairs. So to find the mean, first of all, you're going to have to add the value of all the items. So you're adding the weight of these chairs and then you're dividing by the number of items. Since there are 6 chairs in total, you're dividing the sum by 6. And you're going to record your response under the question. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to continue from the last session. We are still focusing on the mean, but today we are finding the total and the missing number from the mean. Remember, in math, once we have part of the information, we can use what we have in order to find the rest. For the last exercise, we know the value of each item. We know how many items there are. We don't know the mean. However, this time we might not know the value of all items, but we do know the mean and we can use that to find the rest. So let's look at the first example. Geraldine recorded a set of 6 numbers and found the mean to be 11.2. After she accidentally erased one of the numbers, she had only 5 numbers left. 2.3, 6.5, 8.8, 12.4, and 16.0. I just want to draw it out to show it to you what it looks like. So she has 6 numbers. The first one is 2.3. The next one is 6.5. I'm going to represent it using a ball. The next one is 8.8. The next one is 12.4. And 16.0, and we have the 6th ball of unknown weight. When these values are combined and divided by 6, the mean is 11.2. So once we add all the numbers, including the missing number, divided by the number of items, we get the mean, which is 11.2. Now what we have to find is the missing number. So I first have to figure out what is the total first. Once I can find the total, then I will be able to subtract all the other numbers, and that would leave me my missing number. How can I do that? Well, I have to get rid of the number of items from the left-hand side, right? And because the total is being divided by the number of items, I have to multiply both sides by the number of items so that I will only have total on this side. So let's do that. Multiplying the number of items on both sides of the equation. So now I can get rid of the numbers of items. So now we know that the total or the sum of everything can be calculated by multiplying the mean and the number of items. We know that the mean is 11.2. And the number of items, because she recorded 6 numbers, so there's 6 numbers of items. The number of items is 6. So I'm gonna do 11.2 times 6, which will give me 67.2, and that is the sum of my 6 numbers. Once I have the sum of my 6 numbers, I have to figure out the sum of the 5 numbers so that I can take that away from the total. To find a total of 5 numbers, I can add all the values that I know. That is 2.3 plus 6.5 plus 8.8 plus 12.4 plus 16.0. And I will get 46. in total. Now to find the missing number, I can subtract the total of 5 numbers out of the total sum. Remember, because the total sum has all 6 numbers combined, and the total 5 numbers, once I take away the total of the 5 numbers, I will only have one missing number left. And that would give me 67.2. This is what we know from the first step. Take away 46 will give me 21.2. So the missing number in this case equals to 21.2. If you're confused, I highly suggest that you go back and rewatch this part again before you move on to the practice. Now for the first practice, so Jay's mean score for the 4 quizzes is 8. His score for the first 3 quizzes are 7.5, 8, and 9. What is his score for the last quiz? Again, he had 4 quizzes in total. And when he divided that sum by 4, he gets 8. Now the first quiz is 7.5. The second is 8. The next one is 9. And we don't know the last one. So what we have to do is, just like last time, we're going to find the total by multiplying the mean and the number of items. The mean in this case is 8. The numbers of items is 4. So the total sum is 32. Now that we have the total sum, we have to find the total score for the first 3 quizzes. The first 3 quizzes is 7.5 plus 8 plus 9. Once you find the total score for the first 3 quizzes, you can subtract that from the total sum in order to find the score for the last quiz. Let me give you 2 minutes to complete this task. You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. For number 11, Sarah's mean number of points scored for the 4 video games is 7,500 points. How many points must she score in the 5th video game so that her mean score becomes 7,700? Again, the first 4 divided by 4 is 7,500. However, when she add the 5th one, right? When she added the 5th score and then divided by 5, the score becomes 7,700. The mean becomes 7,700. So we have to figure out the total sum of the 5 games first. So the total sum of 5 games would be 7,700 times the number of items, which is 5. You can use your calculator. 7,700 times 5 is 38,500. For the next step, you would have to find out what's the total of the 4 games. So the score of the first 4 games, they didn't give us the individual score, but we know that all of them divided by 4 gives us 7,500. So we can just multiply 7,500 by 4. Again, the 4 games, the sum of the 4 games divided by 4 gives us 7,500. So to find the total, you can multiply 4 on both sides. So the total score for the first 4 games is 7,500 times 4. Once you get the score of both, you can figure out the score for the last game. by subtracting the total or the sum by the total score of the first 4 games. Again, I'm gonna pause the video right here so you can finish this, and I'll see you in a moment.